today let's look at the three-legged thing, Ellie short. Hey guys, my name is John Sparkman. If you're new around here, I review camera gear primarily for Fujifilm systems. I had a chat with Three-Legged Thing a few weeks ago after they sent me out some new pieces to modify my tripod. Unfortunately, after about 6 years of use, it got a little bit damaged. So we got that sorted out, and I said, look, you know, I love your innovation and your products and your colours. Is there anything I can have a little look at? And they said yes. They sent me down the Ellie Short, which is an L bracket tripod plate. You can probably guess the reason why it's an L bracket. Three-Legged Thing favour the Arca Swiss type plate. Now Arca Swiss plates have these kind of grooves down the side. It's a groove that runs down on both sides here, and you have the part that attaches to the tripod, and it kind of grips around it. It's very secure, and it's even got these kind of little end points on the bottom, so your plate can't really go off the edge and end up falling off the side. So I've been using this Arca Swiss plate mount for all of my tripods. I've got it adapted to my let's see, my Gorilla Pod. I've got it attached to my actual Three-Legged Thing Viv tripod, and I've got a modified head for my Manfrotto kind of studio tripod. So I'm a big fan of the Arca Swiss plates already, but what really sets it apart is the Ellie Short is a modifiable, universal L bracket. I've bought L brackets in the past. This is one I picked up on eBay. This is specifically for the XT20. It fits and it's pretty nice. It's got the Arca Swiss plate on the bottom, so I can still use it with all my tripods as well. And it has this L-shaped side bit as well here, just on the left, so I can kind of flip and go left and right. This only fits the XT20. I've got an XT3 as well, which is a very similar camera, but it's different dimensions. Now, what would you do if you had two cameras? You'd potentially be looking at buying two brackets, one for each kind of camera. What happens if you upgrade frequently? Well, then you would have to buy a new one for that camera as well, and it can get pretty expensive. The L brackets are not cheap for the custom ones. Enter the Ellie Short. Now, the reason why it's a short is because my Fujifilm cameras are short cameras. I'm just going to kind of show you what we can do with it. So I'm just going to unscrew a couple of these hex screws, a bit tight, and you can see the good thing about this is that this side piece is completely expandable. I really like that. That is modifiable. You can actually get rid of it if you don't want. Those screws stay inside the base plate. You've got yourself a base plate and you can get that nicely screwed up. Comes with one of these supply little big and little hex keys, which is very nice. Get that screwed into your camera at the base, and you can see just there that is nicely fitted. This will fit on any kind of tripod, just on the grips here. So as it is, nice and portable. But then, get yourself the other bit, feed it into the holes, just give them a tighten up. And we now also have a L bracket, so we actually have a portrait mount for a tripod point, so we can now do it on this side as well. This thing is rock solid with those two mounting screws here. Gives a real nice, this isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. Now when I fit this on the XT3, this tripod point is a lot more to the left, so this piece comes over a little bit. This gap that sticks out isn't as far on here. We are having a rise in vertical kind of videography at the moment, whether you like it or not. We've got places like TikTok, and it's you know, it's a great place for some professionals, and you know, there are needs to actually be able to shoot in a portrait orientation. Maybe your tripod can't actually go that way. Maybe your camera system's too heavy, or maybe you know, your ball head doesn't have that divot where it can go on its side. And this is where an L bracket would come in really handy. With the flexibility of that, we can allow kind of the side where the ports go into your camera, we can allow that to be open and have cables running out of it, which would be essential if you're using things like a microphone or a HDMI kind of monitor or recorder or whatever. So we can get the side door of any kind of camera. We can get the side door open, and we can get some cables coming out of here. And you see just here we've got this little gap. This is a little break in the L plate. We can have cables coming out, and they can be running out this way. So imagine if you are recording just like this, you can have your microphone cable coming out that way. And this little section, actually it completely it removes. You use those two pins here, and you can switch this around, so you can have the four orientations. So if you wanted this little break here lower, you can do that, or if you need them here, so you can have some forward facing cable management. It's all doable. Because of the way this kind of end piece flips around, you actually have kind of 2 extra little mounting points here. So remember we talked about one of the only mounting points being down here. Now you've actually got 2 more. So if you're in the kind of business of maybe recording with a GoPro on the side of your camera, want to get that behind the scenes kind of vibe for a YouTube video or something, you can attach yourself a GoPro on the side. You can attach monitors on the side, you can attach mirrors, lights, whatever, and it will free up this top space here. So if you already had something there like a flash trigger, you don't have to have then something coming off the side. Have your photography flash trigger, have your accessories mounted on the side. That's the kind of meat of the tripod mount. It's really flexible. You can change it to any kind of camera that you have, so I can, you know, mix and match. The idea of an L plate is so you don't have to change your tripod head's kind of settings. So if you've kind of spent a while maybe with a ball head getting your levels right and getting your composition, you don't want to have to then unscrew it, flip your camera to your side, and then have to recompose. What you do instead is you just undo the quick release, flip your camera on the side, take the same shot in a different orientation. Further down on the bottom we have some more flexibility. We have a little lug strap here, so if you're looking to attach yourself a permanent strap, you can do it just here. You can use one of those Peak Design little ball clip things that go in the side, or you can use something like a one-rod strap. This is something I'm going to be reviewing very shortly. You can also remove these 2 little end stop pieces, so these are the bits that stop your tripod plate from kind of going too far and your camera just slipping out the side. Now I have found a few things which for me personally I found as a little bit of a sticking point. On a preset L bracket I have another, like a secondary mounting point on the very bottom. I have another screw hole which I can attach things into. You may be wondering, if I've got a tripod bracket attached to the bottom of my camera, what do I need another screw point for? I use the quick release dual camera straps. So this is by a company called Holdfast in America. And they are very heavy duty dual wielding camera straps for kind of weddings and stuff. The way they attach is they have these tiny little kind of D-rings that go only in the bottom of a tripod point. So then your camera is mounted to the dual camera strap, it will not come off. Now if I was using this with an L bracket, when it came time to actually mount it on a tripod, I would then unscrew the whole thing and use it like this, reattach it afterwards, so this would always stay on my strap. If they had made maybe 1 extra drill hole, that would have been complete for me. That would have been brilliant because I can just keep using this. I can screw in and screw off my strap whenever I need to have it done. I've also noticed a little bit of kind of wiggle movement with this. This can be pretty common when you've got like a universal mounting system. This will, you know, if you haven't screwed it in tight enough, this will start to move around and you won't get your nice neat axes. Maybe you won't get access to your trapdoor for your cables. Although it does a brilliant job with the grip on the top side of this, kind of gripping itself to the camera, it may just not be enough to keep a secure grip. You know, this is pretty slick at the bottom of this camera. And lastly, this is just a purely kind of cosmetic thing. I always like anything that goes into my tripod, the port at the bottom of my camera, I like it to have a D-ring on it so I can get it off by hand. This can be pretty easily circumvented by having something like this. That is the Tools by Three-Legged Thing, and it is literally, it's a carabiner with a flat head and a hex on one side. That's it. This thing, incredible, tough, inside my camera bag all the time. One thing I found when I was shooting, which is actually a real bonus, is the back edge of the base plate has kind of got a chamfer. It's beveled down, it's kind of smoothed down where you see the Three-Legged Thing branding. And this is so you can get in and you can actually get to your flip screen and kind of flip it up if you need to. Previously, you would kind of have to be very picky and finesse your flip screen out, but this is kind of giving you that room to get your finger in behind the screen and pull it out. This is a great unit. It's really well built, striking colors, good machinery, and that flexibility to kind of modify it to whatever camera you're with. I've never really been a fan of buying kit specific items. Things for one camera will age really quickly. Typically I kind of go through a camera every kind of 2 to 4 years, depending on if it's my main or my second camera. And I really want something, if I'm going to be investing a good amount, I'm going to want something which I can take with me to the next piece of kit and just keep on going forwards. I'm happy to pay that little bit extra so I can have that peace of mind and kind of is a bit more environmentally friendly to have one piece of kit that does multiple cameras. If you're a landscape photographer, or you need that extra port on the side to attach accessories, maybe for filming or get some behind the scenes footage, this universal L bracket, the Ellie Short, is amazing. If you've made it to the end, I want to thank you, and I want to suggest that you subscribe to the channel so you can keep an eye out for future technology and gear reviews for photography, specifically Fujifilm gear. See you in a future video.